been about as hot as Carolina's been ever since. The winner to get Duke in the championship game tomorrow night. You can see it at 8:30 Eastern right here on ESPN. Kind of an awkward tip, but the Tar Heels get the first possession of the night. R.J. Davis so good in the Carolina win over Duke Saturday night in Durham. Hubert Davis will lean heavily on his 5 starters.
Justin Mutz starting on Armando Bacot. That puts Aluma on Brady Manick, the perimeter sniper that's had over 20 points per game in his last 3.
Caleb Love misses the 3, and now the first possession for Virginia Tech is Storm Murphy, the grad transfer from Wofford, brings it up. Played a couple of years for Mike Young at Wofford. Gets it over Bacot, but can't finish it. And then runs down Davis, knocks it out of bounds, but still Carolina ball.
Brady Manick starting out the game guarding Justin Mutz. And that's a difficult matchup because Mutz not only has triple-double ability. You say that about some players. He's had a triple-double. He had one against Syracuse.
That's how you know he's got triple-double ability. Had 12 points, 14 rebounds, 11 assists in that game. Terrific passer and a very versatile defender. Davis driving on Aluma. Can't get by the big man. Manick a little bit short.
R.J. Davis, when he got that matchup against Aluma, told Manick, who was being guarded by Storm Murphy, just get out of there.
What about Virginia Tech? How do they try to get Aluma good looks against Bacot?
Well, Aluma will set screens, but then go down in the post, and he can score with his right or his left hand, but he can also operate as a perimeter big and pick and pop. There he is right there.
Throws it off the leg of Bacot. Kick ball, and the shot clock back to 20.
Aluma had 20 points against Notre Dame, followed it up with, or had 19 and 10 rebounds against Clemson in the prior game. He's been just so efficient. And I think you mentioned they started out 0-4 in ACC play, and Mike Young had to keep convincing him, hey, we're a good team. And you always thought Virginia Tech throughout the year was better than their record, and they've proven it down the stretch.
And they've played well, worked themselves onto the bubble, it would appear, as Hunter Couture misses the 3.
Not a lot of offensive rebounding for Virginia Tech. When that shot went up, they're just trying to get back, stop Carolina transition.
Carolina out-rebounded Tech by a total of 18 in the 2 games between these 2 teams between the regular season. Carolina won by 10 in Chapel Hill in January and won by 8 in Blacksburg in mid-February.
And a lot of that rebounding was Armando Bacot. Heck, he had 20 rebounds against Virginia Tech, 37 rebounds in the 2 games against the Hokies during the year.
Crossover by Love over Aluma. And there's an offensive rebound by Bacot and a foul on Justin Mutz.
Well, Aluma has done a good job of moving his feet. He's been switched out on guards. R.J. Davis twice and Caleb Love, and he has really moved his feet to stay in front. And when R.J. Davis got by him, still able to block that shot from behind.
Manick 20 or more points his last 3 games for Carolina, the transfer from Oklahoma. Got a size advantage on Couture down on the block.
Virginia Tech switching everything.
Manick runs it down. Got to get a shot off. Got the rim. Bacot got the rebound and drops it in.
He's just got some great hands. I mean, that ball went hard off that rim. It was a line drive, almost took his head off, but still he's able to corral it.
How about averaging over 14 rebounds per game in ACC play this year?
I mean, he out-rebounded the next guy on that list by like 6. Yeah. It's crazy the amount of rebounds that Armando Bacot has grabbed this year.
Storm Murphy buries a 3.
Well, he can really shoot it. Storm Murphy played at Wofford. That's now 8 of 13 from 3 in the ACC tournament. He's averaging over 15 a game in this tournament.
And if you haven't seen a lot of Tech, you should know they love the 3-pointer. They shoot a lot of them, and they are 4th in the nation in 3-point percentage this season.
Well, it's another really good passing and cutting team. They've got a versatile squad, and Justin Mutz makes him really versatile because he's their best passer.
Murphy running around a couple of screens. A lean into Mutz.
Hand-to-hand combat down there.
And gets the soft bounce on the jump hook.
Well, Brady Maddox had both his forearms into mutts. Well, you can use an arm bar, but I'm not sure you're supposed to use two forearms to knock a guy back.
Love, step back three. Boy, tough shot for Caleb Love, a 38% three-point shooter on the season.
Well, North Carolina, you mentioned Virginia Tech shooting the three. North Carolina is a three-point shooting team as well. Caleb Love, Brady Maddox, R.J. Davis, all of them have made over 50. And Maddox and Love have made over 70.
Well, the guy stalking the sideline as the head coach, he could shoot a little bit back in the day, couldn't he?
Hubert Davis could really shoot.
R.J. Davis, Leaky Black, Armando Bacot.
What a play by Leaky Black. He does so many things. I mean, he'll get an assist for that, and he should. But Leaky Black in ACC play is shooting 51% from the field, 43% from three, and 91% from the foul line. And he's one of the 2 or 3 best defenders in the league.
And maybe ACC all-defensive team. He's a senior, but he could come back. He went through the senior day festivities, but still has the option of coming back if he wants because of the COVID year.
One-on-one in the post for Aluma. He can go right or left. He's got a left-handed jump hook, turnaround jumper. He's just got a great feel. Another guy that started out at Wofford.
Better than 15 points per game. Aluma's second team All-ACC this year. Maddox does not need long to get that shot off, does he?
No, he's just a sniper at 6'10". Every time he sets a screen, he's popping to that three-point line.
Murphy crossing over on Bacot. Whips a pass to Naheem Aline, who buries the three.
No hesitation from Naheem Aline, the left-hander. Middle ball screen action. Brady Maddox got to be stronger with the ball. That's an easy pass to make.
Wow, what a play getting back on D by R.J. Davis.
Carolina's good with when he is handling the ball, and then he turns it over.
The announcer drew. Murphy, no-look bounce pass, and Mutz couldn't finish it. Love, tough one, but he does draw the foul.
Keve Aluma is having a terrific tournament. 56% from the field in the 2 ACC tournament games coming into this one. And that percentage is going up after this whole turnaround jumper to beat the shot clock. And Naheem Aline shoots it left-handed from the right side of it.
Their bid for an at-large bid into the NCAA tournament. They've got 2 quad 1 wins on the season. They beat Notre Dame twice. What hurt them, a loss at Clemson last week, and earlier in the year they lost at home to NC State. They lost at Boston College. They've had some very good moments as well, but boy, a win against Carolina would really enhance their chances.
And it's always good in the locker room to remind your team to smell the roses, because in my experience, locker rooms don't usually smell much like roses.
Leaky Black guarding out top. Puts great pressure on the ball, gets so many deflections.
David Gasson, number 1 in orange, into the game for the Hokies. Murphy, a lot of dribbling, being guarded closely by Love with the shot clock at 10.
Caleb Love is a good on-ball defender. Sometimes off the ball he gets lost a little bit, but on the ball he can put really good pressure on you.
Aluma for 3. Doesn't draw iron, and that'll turn it over to the heels.
Really good job by Bacot to put late pressure on that shot. Took away the drive and didn't foul, but put late pressure.
How do you feel Bacot does have to step out against a guy like Aluma out beyond the arc?
It's not natural, and it's not an easy thing for him to do, but that was a great job to stay in front, and that late pressure was really helpful.
Leaky Black, as Jay mentioned, shooting the 3 well, shooting it more, not shooting it a ton, but shooting it more and shooting it very well this year.
Yeah, that would not have been a shot he would have taken last year, but he was open, didn't hesitate.
Darius Maddox, number 13, the guy who hit the game-winning shot against Clemson a couple of nights ago. Spinning Gasson. Can't get it to go down. And look at Bacot come down from above the free throw line for his 4th rebound of the night.
Yeah, coming out of his area. He just pursues the ball and always seems to do it with 2 hands.
Now Maddox, the stretch big. Nice look. And again, wide open Black. Can't hit it.
Oh, that's the shot. that Virginia Tech would rather North Carolina take. They want to stay with Love, Davis, and Maddox. And Virginia Tech has to gang rebound on the defensive end to deal with Bacot.
Carolina leading the ACC in a rebound margin this year as Bacot's called for the foul on the play by Aluma.
He just dropped that left arm down instead of just keep it up, make him shoot over you. That's a hard thing for a big guy to do. You're used to trying to block shots, but when you're down on the ground like that, he did a good job staying in front. Got an arm bar on him, they didn't call it, but when you bring that arm down, they're going to call that every time.
Aluma 17.5 points per game in the 2 games against Carolina this year as Sean Padula, a freshman from Edmond, Oklahoma, takes the place of Storm Murphy. These are the 2 guys who share the minutes at the point guard spot, and Padula can really shoot the ball. He's been a real contributor for the Hokies this year.
Yeah, he can really shoot. He shoots 46% from 3 at 13 against Notre Dame, and he's just a fighter out there, but you got to force him to put it on the deck. If he catches and shoots, he's going to make it. Went to Edmond Memorial High School in Oklahoma. You know who else went there?
Is that Bill Self territory?
Bill Self went there. Jordan Woodard, Christian Doolittle went to Oklahoma. Bill Self was 1981 Oklahoma State High School Player of the Year over Mark Price and Wayman Tisdale. They were juniors. That was an award that went to seniors.
Yeah. Davis. Count it.
He's having a great year and just getting better and better. He was great against Duke at 21 points, 4 assists, couple of steals, 5 rebounds.
You know, between first, second, third team and honorable mention, 25 players got some sort of an honor from the ACC. Davis wasn't one of them. And then, I don't know who you move off, but Davis has had a heck of a year, as you say. Out of bounds, back to Carolina, tied at 12 here in Brooklyn. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by New York Life, helping people act on their love for over one.
The low post. First it was Keve Aluma just backing down. Armando Bacot shooting over the top of that turnaround jumper. And then Justin Mutz going against Brady Manick. You see a lot of bumping. And Justin Mutz able to get that little jump hook over Manick to drop in. This is a versatile offensive team. Passes, cuts, they can shoot it, but they can also play in the post with multiple guys, Mutz and Aluma.
Holly Rose got more.
Well, Hubert Davis actually said that what makes Virginia Tech so difficult to play is you have to pick your poison. He said that's the challenge. Do you double those big guys in the post, or do you stay true on the outside where they have terrific three-point shooters? Right now, they're not doubling the post, but he said this has been a big conversation in figuring out how to play Virginia Tech. It's pick your poison against these Hokies.
Well, there was no way, Holly, for them to double there unless they brought somebody over, because Virginia Tech put 4 on the right side of the floor and then posted them up on the left, so you'd have to go with a long double.
Brady Manick backing down Sean Padula and lays it in.
Yeah, taking advantage of the switch, but you know, one of the things when you double, to Holly's point, you have to ask yourself a question: how do you feel about open shots? Because if they pass out of the double, you're going to be giving up open shots to a really good shooting team.
As mentioned, and as you just saw graphically, 4th in the country in three-point percentage this season at 39%.
Well, nice job by Puff Johnson to keep that ball alive. Couldn't grab it, but kept it alive.
Manick misses the 3, and the rebound down to the Hokies, down by 2.
Manick coming into this game, his last 3 was 11 of 23 from three-point territory. He's gotten off to a slow start.
He is 0 for 3 from three-point range, 1 for 5 from the field on the night. Last night, he outscored Virginia in the first half, 19-13. Carolina wound up winning 63-43 over the Hoosiers.
Yeah, ultimately, Virginia beat Brady Manick, right? they didn't beat the Tar Heels.
That's right. At the line, Aline, the junior from Buford, Georgia. Tonight at 11:30 Eastern Time, it's ACC Nothing But Net. They'll break down the New York Life ACC Tournament semifinals, post-game interviews, and a look ahead to tomorrow's championship game over on ACC Network and, of course, also on the ESPN app. Tied at 14, the winner to play the top seed, the Duke Blue Devils, in the championship game tomorrow night.
You got to think that North Carolina wants to try to get the ball inside the Bacot. There's that middle ball screen. Now he's down in the low post.
Here comes the double. Whoops. And the fourth turnover of the night committed by the Heels.
The double came from a guard on the low side, on the baseline side. And Bacot handled it pretty well initially, but just threw that lame duck out of bounds.
If you're Tech and Bacot's got one foul, you know what he means. Do you go out of your way to try to put him in a bad spot?
I think you try to attack him, period. Usually with your opposing best player, you really try to make him guard. But I absolutely think you go after Bacot. Anytime you can isolate him, get him down in the post against Aluma.
Put him in a ball screen?
No question. No question.
Davis turnaround three. Around and out.
Good box out by Aluma.
Couture described by his coach as a pillar of the program. Mike Young says of Couture and also of Justin Mutz that their IQ is as high as any player he's ever been around in his career.
I remember the first time that we saw Mike Young coach at Virginia Tech was in Maui, and I asked him about Hunter Couture, him recruiting him to Wofford, and he said when he recruited him to Wofford, one of the things he told the staff is this guy can play anywhere, and he's proven that. And Mike Jones, one of the great coach from DeMatha, now on the staff for Mike Young, said he's the smartest player he's ever been around. And Mike Jones been around a lot of smart players at DeMatha and other places.
Maddox, no. Aluma with a terrific offensive rebound. Padula, no. And Bacot down with a rebound for the Heels.
Maybe a floater would have been better there for Padula. Once he got into the trees, it was tough to get that off.
Johnson missed the first half of the year with injuries, missed the last half of last year with injuries, but he's worked his way into the rotation here and there in the second half of the season.
Down to the end of the clock.
Love. Tipped by Black, but Maddox has it.
Virginia Tech's a good defensive team. They only give up 62 points a game. That's second in the ACC. They're not a high pressure team. They're not pressuring the ball, but they do a good job of staying in gaps and showing bodies, so it's tough to drive them.
Second foul on Leaky Black, and it looks like that's going to force him to the bench. The former Virginia Cavalier Justin McCoy is coming into the game now for Carolina.
McCoy had some good minutes against Virginia, wound up with 5 points and 5 rebounds. He's got a good body, size, but it's been a little bit of an adjustment for him coming from Virginia because he didn't have to offensive rebound at Virginia. With the way they play, they don't offensive rebound much. They want to get back and take away transition.
Boy, Aluma wound up further away from the basket when he shot it than where he was when he caught it. Davis, the floater, and a foul, and an offensive foul on R.J. Davis.
And that last Aluma shot inside, that's where Bacot did a really good job of not fouling. He walled up, just made Aluma shoot over.
Aluma has only sat for 40 seconds in this game so far. And the same for Bacot. Both big guys playing big minutes.
And this is the tempo that Virginia Tech wants to play. It's been more of a walk-it-up game rather than a transition game.
Remember with BC, we talked about gritty, not pretty. There's an element of that to the Hokies, too, don't you?
No question.
Mutz. Too strong. Boy, made a great move. But now Virginia Tech has missed its last 10 field goal attempts. And Love fouled by Mutz before the shot. And that'll be number 2 on Justin Mutz. A low scoring.
Every game is better with Bacon, isn't it?
What now? You were an assistant on Coach K's staff.
I was a grad assistant. Yeah.
Grad assistant.
I got coffee in the USA Today for Coach K every morning.
How late into the night could the tape watching go after a game?
You heard roosters the next morning.
Like seriously?
Yeah.
Wow. Tough shot by Love and down to Murphy. Neither team has scored in almost 3 minutes.
We actually used to watch film at Coach K's house after a home game. And the killer was when he would go into the kitchen and get some ice cream and turn the TV, turn the TV from the game to he wanted to watch like a late night show for a little while and relax. I was like, can we go home?
But you could never, as the grad assistant, you could never be the first guy to get up and try to leave.
I could, but it'd be the last time I left.
Yeah. Tech by 2.
Tech just staying home.
A great pass to Bacot. Boy, was that pretty.
Just they kept moving. And that little elbow ball screen on the empty side. And nobody could pick up the roll. Beautiful pocket pass. Just really well run on the offensive end. Carolina's so different on the offensive end this year as opposed to last. They played 2 big guys last year. A lot of box sets in the half court, slice stagger stuff. You knew it was coming. It was just stopping it. It was difficult.
Murphy, look at the English. Tech back on top.
Storm Murphy is a good player. Obviously can really shoot it, but he moves without the ball. Gets good angles.
McCoy back to Love. Still lots of time. Another ball screen by Bacot. Puff Johnson. Love. Deep range from Caleb Love.
Doesn't seem like there is any shot too deep. And especially at the end of a clock. He's got courage at the end of the clock. And he makes contested shots. He only shot, what, 27% from 3 last year. Much better shooter. Much more efficient.
Murphy blows by the defense and lays it in.
It's not like he's blown by a bad on-ball defender. Caleb Love can guard the ball. Horn set up top.
McCoy's got a mismatch, got Murphy on him. And the jumper a little bit too strong.
He probably settled there. That's when you back down or try to drive around and overpower Murphy.
Brady Maddox been waiting a couple of minutes to check in, likely for McCoy. Maddox at the other end. How pure of a stroke does he have?
Shoots over 50% from 3. That's his 37th 3 on the year. He used to have a little hitch loading it up, but he is a gifted scorer, especially in catch and shoot situations. He needs to shoot more.
A bubble team in Virginia Tech in the lead against Carolina as Bacot gets it to go and a foul.
What a catch by Armando Bacot. I mean, that was about as physical as it could get on the catch, but still he's able to catch it and finish. I mean, he's getting grabbed just on the catch and then is able to get that thing up and in. That's a terrific play by Armando Bacot, able to hold off Keve Aluma. Had the angle.
He was not shy about saying near the end of the regular season that he thought he should have been the ACC Player of the Year. And when asked why, he said, I think teams need to do more to game plan for me than anybody else in the league. And he wound up finishing 2nd in the balloting to wake Solantis Williams.
It was kind of a coin flip, wouldn't you say? I wouldn't argue with anybody. I mean, I voted for Bacot, but it's a tough call.
Aluma driving on Bacot and lays it in over him.
Well, just the middle of the floor, got a little bit of an angle. And Aluma can score in so many different ways. He can operate on the perimeter and drive it. He can make a perimeter shot, and he's really good in the post.
Bacot has it knocked away by Padula. 2-on-1. And the lay-in for Maddox to extend the lead for the Hokies.
A good dig down by Padula when he set a little on big ball screen right around the elbow.
Lots of noise from behind the Virginia Tech bench where their fans are gathered. A good ball pressure by Padula, but Love will get around him and score.
Athleticism and strength. That was Caleb Love using his strength to get around Padula.
Love having a really nice first half into double figures already. And a Foul away from the ball going against Virginia Tech. Keve Aluma called for the foul.
Thought they got Maddox actually on the screen.
Yep. You're correct.
Keve Aluma trying to take on Armando Bacot. Got the first step, took a bump, finished it with the right hand, and Caleb Love just using his strength to get back. North Carolina has 6 turnovers in the game, and they've got to be a little more careful with the ball against this Virginia Tech defense.
Don't forget to check out our alternate angle of tonight's game, the New York Life Above the Rim cam, streaming live on the ESPN app.
Carolina starting off at a 2-3 set. Good help by Naheem Aline on that pick and roll after the reversal.
Love the kick. Puff Johnson wide open, around and out. Back comes Padula for the Hokies.
There's not been a lot of transition in this game. It has been a walk it up, half-court slugfest.
Fast break points, to your point, are 2-0 in favor of Virginia Tech.
Really got to shore that one out.
Maddox behind a screen, but who got whistled here? Yep. It is on Brady Maddox. How about a 7.5-minute scoring drought for Tech, and then immediately made 6 in a row.
This has really been a physical half-court game. Every drive has been body to body. It's been hand-to-hand combat in the post. And the score reflects it. A wide pin down for Maddox.
Yeah, he gets to the bucket with a George Gervin finger roll up and in. The lead is 5.
Just a simple action, but hard to guard. And Maddox, you want to see him get more shots.
Again, Tech started conference play 0-4 and 2-7, and they are 11-2 since then. And one of the 2 losses is to North Carolina, but they're playing some really good basketball. Love to Maddox.
Anytime there's a drive, Brady Maddox from the corner, because he, as a stretch big guy, he's playing out by the 3-point line. He's a very intelligent cutter off of penetration.
And they need his offense.
Sterling Walton switching off on Padula. Walton is a catch and shoot guy.
Padula by him. Can't get it to go over Puff Johnson. Carolina ball. Puff getting a lot of minutes with Leaky Black on the bench with a couple of fouls. Manic looking inside for Bacot. Instead, it's Johnson in the corner. Way too strong.
Not going to get much more open than that. Got to be able to knock that down.
Aluma can shoot the 3, but not here. Basket's hard to come by. And a timeout for Mike Young in the final minute of the half. 29-26 Hokies. The winner of this one to get Duke tomorrow night in the final.
Competition beat us again.
How?
They have a better finance system than we do.
I feel like they might have a better finance system than we do.
Workday.
How do they make better decisions faster?
Workday.
It's gotta be something.
Workday.
I think I got something.
Work.
Rob, I think
Hey, Rob.
Yeah, you're on mute.
You're on mute.
Hello.
There you go.
Hey, there he is.
Workday, the finance, HR, and planning system for a changing world.
Well, Brady Maddox is a floor-spacing big guy. You can see him at the top of your screen in the corner. As soon as he saw his defender, Hunter Couture, turn his head, he immediately cut to the basket, got that little drop-off pass and a dunk. Just a really intelligent cut. You always have to watch your defender. You see the back of his head go, because very few players have eyes in the back of their head.
More should do. That should be like something they work on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, when guys you say, you know, keep your head on a swivel. Yeah. Isn't that your neck? Your neck is a swivel.
Don't even get him started, folks, on players leaving their feet. We've only got 47 seconds left in the half. We don't have time to sort through that one.
That's a long story.
That's a long story. Murphy back in at the point now for the Hokies. Shot clock at 7.
Good job by Caleb Love to blow off that dribble handoff, or that handoff after.
Aluma gets a look and knocks down the 3.
Well, he's showing it all, isn't he? A little pick and pop. Keve Aluma has got game. He can post, he can knock down a 3, he can drive it, and he's shown it all in this first half. Kerwin Walton just got lost a little bit. 2 guys on the ball, long closeout, and Keve Aluma just beats the shot clock for Virginia Tech.
These new Goldfish Megabytes are technically a reboot. A childhood icon, just bigger, bolder, and cheesier.
We're childhood icons. Will they reboot us? With bigger, bolder, cheesier hunks? You look great.
New Goldfish Megabytes, bigger, bolder, and cheesier.
Our commitment to you is clear. Save money, live better. Offer everyday low prices. Fresh groceries delivered to your door. And prescriptions as low as $4. So you can live a little better each day.
Selection Sunday getting closer and closer. It starts at 6 Eastern here on ESPN. Reese Davis, Jay Billis, LaFonso Ellis, Seth Greenberg. Feel better? Breaking down the brackets as they are announced. Then it's the March Madness Women's Selection Show as we reveal the 68, yes, 68 now teams on the women's side, and look at every team in the matchup at 10 Eastern. Even more coverage of both brackets, and as always, you can watch everything streaming live at the ESPN app.
Was that so hard to mention some names? Virginia Tech with a foul to give, and gave it.
Virginia Tech foul number 3.
Might have been a little early.
4 seconds. Love.
He missed it.
Wow. Got right to the basket and missed the layup, pleading for a foul call that he doesn't get.
He thought he got fouled, yeah.
And Virginia Tech, the 7 seed, with a 6-point lead on 3rd-seeded North Carolina at the half, with a spot on the championship game on the night. Let's get one more look at that driving.
Leaky Black, he only played 11 minutes in the first half because of 2 fouls. So you've got 2 versatile players back out on the floor, but Mutz makes a big difference with his ability to play out of the post, pass. He can make multiple plays.
Carolina's first possession of the second half. Couture does a nice job staying in front of Love. Shot clock a factor. Manick gets it off. And out of bounds, staying at this end of the floor. Carolina ball.
And one thing that Virginia Tech does a really good job at, it's staying in front of the ball, but they angle it out. So they're not letting you get by. They might be, instead of you getting to the basket, they're angling you out to the corner, or angling to the sideline. That's really disrupted North Carolina's offense. Poor pass inside.
Couture. And how about Tech? They're up by a dozen.
After the turnover, North Carolina could not get matched up. And Hunter Couture making him pay. You give him a catch and shoot 3. That's like giving another player a layup.
Davis is fouled.
Every drive is physical. You've got an arm bar on your hip, bodied up, great pass ahead, and Hunter Couture. That's like him shooting horse before the game.
Again, 39% from 3 as a team, and Couture, a big part of that. He's at 40%. They got a lot of different guys who can hurt you from the perimeter. Well, again, Couture does a nice job staying in front of Love. And the same for Murphy. Forces Davis into a tough shot.
Really tough shot. Had to settle for that 3. And North Carolina's not able to get the ball inside to Armando Bacot.
Why is that?
Well, I think they need to start running more action out of the middle of the floor. Just let him roll down the middle to the basket, try to eliminate some of this help, because Virginia Tech's a good help side defensive team.
Mutz with a wide open three, and Hubert Davis needs a timeout.
Just the penetration and the kickback. Virginia Tech is penetrating really effectively against North Carolina and then just turning, kicking it back.
A 9-0 run for the Hokies to start the second half to turn what was a close game into a 15-point lead. Mutz for three. All Tech right now.
The basket. This is set in the slot. And there's an open corner. And what the cutting North Carolina does, if you go with the cutters, that opens it up for that roll. But an adjustment's made. And now you got a defender right in the middle of the lane, loaded up. You know, it leaves Puff Johnson open, but it takes away that roll by Armando Bacot. I think if North Carolina runs that in the middle of the floor, that can eliminate help and give Bacot the opportunity to roll to the basket. Brady Manick can pop out, and it gives them a little bit of a better opportunity to go against an open floor, because this Virginia Tech defense is loaded up on the weak side when you attack from the side.
And a Carolina turnover on an errant pass by Bacot.
Got doubled in the post. Just didn't have the poise to see. As soon as he gets it, all of a sudden you dig down, and then Justin Mutz comes over from the baseline side. So he thought the double was coming from the ball side. Naheem Aline left. Well, I thought that Aluma was going to shoot that. He's wide open.
Mutz inside to Aluma. Murphy gets a clean look.
That's one thing you haven't said about North Carolina. They're not getting many clean looks. I thought Leaky Black got fouled there.
How about the first fast break points of the night for Carolina?
Well, it shows, you know, just how difficult. You haven't seen a lot of Virginia Tech offensive rebound opportunities. That's because they're sacrificing that to make sure they get back. They don't give up any easy buckets. Couture moves so well without the ball.
Aluma trying to back down Leaky Black. Jump hook. Boy, he makes it look smooth and easy sometimes, doesn't he?
Yeah, just got one-on-one in the post with somebody he could shoot over, even though Leaky Black's a great defender. That's a mismatch down in the post. Armando Bacot didn't want to come off and open up the drop-off. See, look at all the bodies in the lane when you run this stuff on the side.
Manick's got Murphy on him. They don't get him the ball.
But Murphy was smart by fronting him. Sit on his legs and make him throw it over the top.
Love blocked by Mutz. And it will be, I believe it'll be Carolina ball. I mean, Mutz definitely blocked it, and it will. Another good defensive play by Justin Mutz.
I'm not sure whether he got his hand in addition to the ball. But Mutz puts great pressure on it. He did get his hand. Holy cow, how do you miss that?
Out of bounds off Manick.
Boy, Couture was really physical with him. Had an arm bar into his hip. Watch the arm on his hip. That's tough to be able to execute that cut.
Padula now at the point for the Hokies.
Got the switch.
Sizing up Manick. Driving Manick. And fouled by Manick as Mutz hits the floor hard.
Manick just needs to make him finish that. He swiped at it with his left hand. That's what got the foul. If you don't swipe up top for Padula, that's going to be a tough finish. You can still make it, but there's no sense fouling him because Padula's an 85% free throw shooter.
Physics okay. Of college basketball is brought to you by Principal. A very strong performance by Keve Aluma and Virginia Tech thus far. A 15-point lead on North Carolina. 4 minutes and 11 seconds into the second half with a berth in the final against Duke on the line. Meanwhile, in Kansas City, it's the Phillips 66 Big 12 Championship. And already Kansas has defeated TCU. Texas Tech is up, I believe, a dozen last we heard on Oklahoma. That game currently airing over on ESPN2. But the championship game tomorrow at 6 Eastern here on ESPN. That leads into our championship game tomorrow night. There, of course, is an Oklahoma transfer in Brady Manick. Like a lot of the guys on his side having a tough night. Manick is 2 for 7. Love is 3 for 10. Carolina is just 11 for 31, 35% on the night. Rebounding numbers are dead even. You would expect that to be an advantage for Carolina, and the Heels, Jay, have hardly been able to get out and run at all.
Not at all. And you give credit to the defensive balance for Virginia Tech. They're not going after the offensive glass. They're taking Carolina out of transition. And Padula is an outstanding free throw shooter. He's averaging 10 points a game over his last 5. That's 17 against Miami.
Pretty solid combo at the point, don't you think? Murphy and Padula?
No question. Got to switch now. Padula on Manick inside. That was a quick move by Manick and a good pass inside. And one of the few times that North Carolina has been able to cleanly get the ball into the post.
There is an eternity left in this game, and Carolina can get going and score in bunches. Can they get stops? Maddox barely grazes the front of the rim.
I thought he could have taken Manick off the drive. Good pass.
Leaky Black, Manick no, but fouled by Mutz. And for Mutz, that is going to be number 3.
With a quick shot by Virginia Tech. Darius Maddox taking that quick one. That led to the fast break opportunity. And Mutz got the ball, but then hit Manick in the back.
Manick, the ACC Player of the Week last week after terrific performances against Syracuse and Duke in the last week of the regular season. As Aluma checks back in for the Hokies. And that means Virginia Tech, they're going to be without Mutz for a while as he sits down with number 3.
I don't know how long you want to leave him out, but he is a valuable player on both ends of the floor with his versatility. It looks like he's struggling with something.
Remember, he hit the floor hard under the basket just before the timeout. He might be still in some discomfort. Padula with a burst of speed, up and in.
Boy, Virginia Tech, whenever they've gone against Kerwin Walton, they've been driving him. Well, what a great job by Padula going to the other side of the rim to shield it from getting blocked.
Murphy's in his final year. Padula's just a freshman, and it looks like it'll be a seamless transition at the point next year for Virginia Tech. Davis, no. And Bacot right there to clean it up.
After Bacot set the screen, he could just roll right to the rim to get that offensive rebound. Hard take by Davis.
11 and 8 now for Armando Bacot.
And for Carolina to get back in this, they got to get some stops. Tough matchup for Manick.
And he goes back to Aluma. Now Bacot out on the perimeter. Walton slipped. Tech had an advantage for a moment, couldn't take advantage of it. And they'll score anyways. But how many, under the basket reverse layups with some English have we seen from the Hokies tonight?
Well, from a Carolina perspective, that was a great play by Maddox, but that ball shouldn't have gotten through. Kerwin Walton needs to get that.
They need it. They won't get it from R.J. Davis.
And no offensive rhythm at all for North Carolina.
3 for 18 from three-point range. A team shooting 37% from beyond the arc on the season.
And now Virginia Tech operating out of that middle of the floor. So there's really no help in the middle. Everybody's guarding out on the perimeter. And so getting a nice little two-man game. Padula taking advantage of it.
Got a lot of confidence, doesn't he?
With Carolina over on the side, starting on the side, that's a tough shot. And it's a shot that Caleb Love makes, but they didn't make the defense move at all. But Virginia Tech's help side defense just loaded up.
Would be there by Davis to deny a lean. Now Maddox. And again, Manick with a tough matchup. Manick's been caught on perimeter players who can really move and really shoot a lot tonight, and that's been a problem.
Boy, Maddox is really a gifted scorer. He's not just a catch and shoot shooter.
Davis. It won't go down, but he is fouled by Padula.
To your point, when Maddox gets a big guy switched out on him, you got to guard the drive. And if you give him too much space, he can pull up and knock that thing down. He's an excellent three-point shooter. He had 36 threes on the season coming into this game.
And Puff Johnson coming in. Kerwin Walton checking out now for Carolina. Boy, 19-point deficit now for the Heels, who came into this one playing so well.
Just been completely slowed down. You know, the tempo has been all Virginia Tech, and they have made Carolina work for everything. It's been a half-court game.
Yeah.
There's the switch, that little high ghost screen.
Bacot down with a rebound, his ninth.
Virginia Tech putting Armando Bacot in as many ball screens as they can.
Bacot with a strong finish. Nice entry pass there by Davis.
As soon as he set the little random ball screen, just rolled to the basket. One of the few times Virginia Tech hasn't made the pickup.
Oh boy, it's a big mountain to climb still, down by 17. It was 6 at the half.
Aluma wants one-on-one.
Yep.
Back him down. Jeez, that's a foul. Are you kidding me? Fouled him twice.
That's a foul. And that's a flagrant one, is the initial signal from Ted Valentine on Hunter Couture. Looked like Couture's trying to stop the transition, but did it with a little bit too much exuberance.
Yeah, you wonder if it was a reaction to not getting the last call, but clearly that was a foul, but there were 2 of them on the other end.
Davis with a crossover, Couture reaching in, and the initial signal is a flagrant one.
Tastes like chicken.
Nolan Smith, and there's Chris Carrawell alongside the Hokie Bird. It is indeed a flagrant one on Hunter Couture, so a couple of free throws for R.J. Davis.
Well, this feels like a really big hill to climb for North Carolina with the pace of this game.
So 2 in the ball, a chance to make a bit of a dent into it on this trip.
Got to look to Bacot here.
Well, good recovery, though. Bacot never gets open down to the paint when he rolls. Now Davis wants an immediate double team. And a good recovery by the Hokies. Love with a tough one that rolls off the rim.
Carolina's spacing wasn't great after he threw out of that. Puff Johnson was underneath the basket instead of spaced out. So there wasn't there's a lot of packed bodies in the lane.
Carolina shooting 37% of the night. The Hokies are at 48.
And Carolina, to Hubert Davis's points, his point at halftime to Holly Rowe. Boy, how much contact was that? Maybe because he lost the ball, it's considered incidental. Doesn't look incidental.
Off a couple of legs, bounces to Leaky Black, and it's now a 13-point game.
And that's what Carolina needs to do. You got to get stops.
And now they've got their fans back into it here at the Barclays Center. Past the midway point of the second half. 13-point lead, Virginia Tech. Carolina ball after the miss by Padula.
Himoline did a really nice job of helping out on that roll by Bacot. That was not a good shot.
The shot selection has left something to be desired at times tonight for the Heels.
Shot clock.
Now shot clock. Yep.
When he's got the ball under the basket, Leaky Black's going, really? There's nothing you can do.
So Lee Cassell sends the teams to their huddles while they sort this out.
There's nothing the officials can do there. They got it's a timing issue. You got to call it. Just Carolina with the ball underneath the basket. It's unfortunate for them.
This is the 4th time Virginia Tech has played in the ACC tournament semifinal. They have never made it to the final.
The shot clock should not have been reset because it certainly shouldn't have gone to 30.
And then it froze. So there's a lot to unpack here, as they say. But they will get it sorted out.
Got to get the stopwatch out again.
Well, what's impressed you tonight the most about the Hokies?
Just how strong they've been, because this has been a ridiculously physical game, but they've handled the physicality and dished it out, but they've handled it when it's come their way, and they've made plays. They've been really smart with the tempo and the shots they've been getting. Virginia Tech's a really good offensive team, and they've taken advantage of mismatches when they've had it. If they get a switch, they attack it. They've just been really smart about it. Their defense has been really good. Like, their help side has been packed in the lane. They've not over-helped. They've stayed with shooters. I mean, you play North Carolina, you have to stay with Caleb Love, R.J. Davis, and Brady Maddox. You can't let them go crazy from the three-point line, and they haven't been able to do that. In addition, they haven't really been able to establish Armando Bacot in the low post. He's been guarded well.
They are among Joe Lunardi's first 4 out, and some other bubble teams have had good days, but Virginia Tech obviously can't concern themselves with that right now. They're trying to have their own good day here against Carolina and move on to the final. Bacot with a bucket to get it down to 11.
Strong low post position by Bacot. Got wide and gave a target. Oh, this is a big possession here to get a stop and keep the momentum.
Mutz, good deep position, shovel pass, swatted away by Bacot.
Leaky Black held his ground. That is tough to guard one-on-one in the post because Mutz is bigger, a little bit stronger. Tried to back him in. Armando Bacot gave late help and then wound up blocking that shot as Aluma lost it.
Mutz again. This time with a Maddox on him. Left hand. It goes.
Boy, that's a big bucket to stop this Carolina momentum, or at least slow it down.
It had been a 9-0 run for Carolina to get it from 20 down to 11. Now at 13, and a turnover. Boy, miscommunication between Davis and I believe it was Leaky Black down in the corner.
Double-digit turnovers for North Carolina. They've not been able to force Virginia Tech into many at all. I think Virginia Tech's only got 3, maybe 4 turnovers. That's it.
Maddox
got hit.
And a chance for a 4-point play.
Caleb Love got hung up on that screen. Really good movement without the ball by Maddox. He gave a move to go into the basket, then came back out on that screen by Aluma. And Caleb Love got hung up on it just for a second. And then in recovering, hit him as he was going up.
The sophomore from Bowie, Maryland at the line. Pretty good weapon off the bench, isn't he?
The only thing you wonder when you watch Darius Maddox is why doesn't he shoot more? I mean, he is a really gifted offensive player.
He is 39 for 72 from three-point range this season.
That's good.
That's really good. He's got a career high 16, and he's the high scorer in the game along with his teammate Keve Aluma.
Here comes a double from Couture. Came over quickly. That was a good double.
Manic, 17-footer is there.
That's what you're going to give up. But Brady Manic doing a good job of positioning himself to get that shot. You double, you can give up open shots unless your rotations are completely clean.
Murphy using the screen from Mutz, and down with the rebound is Bacot, his 11th.
As a machine.
Yep. So 25 double-doubles on the season now, adding to his own Carolina record. Love driving Murphy.
There's a lot of contact on that drive. It's hand-to-hand combat on every drive. Every one.
Again, Tech not in a rush at the offensive end. And now away from the ball. Bodies are flying. And I think they got Leaky Black for the foul. We'll go to a timeout. 7:10 to go in the second half. The Hook down by 2. Darius Maddox goes for the win and hits the 3 in the last second to send the Hokies into the quarterfinals. They would have beaten Notre Dame last night. And Jay, round by round, night by night, they seem to be getting stronger right now. Let's check in with Holly, who's got more.
Well, guys, when people tried to ask Coach Young about the NCAA tournament and if shots like that and wins like that would further their chances to get into the big dance, he absolutely cut them off. He said, you guys can talk about all of that. You can talk about those things. My guys were riding big wheels the last time we were in a semifinal. Seth Greenberg was the coach. It was way back when in 2011. And he said, we are so excited to be where our feet are, where we are right now. And that is in an ACC tournament semifinal right now on the brink of getting to their first championship game ever.
I think that may be the first big wheel reference we've ever had.
I had a big wheel.
I had a big wheel too. They're awesome. I tell you, Tech's pretty awesome right now. They are playing, I would have to think, exactly the style of game that Mike Young wanted them to execute here tonight.
Well, Virginia Tech 8 of 16 from 3, so they've spread it out. Here comes the double.
Davis misses the 3. One-handed rebound, Leaky Black, but he misses the putback.
It's been that kind of night. But you know, one thing about in or out or all that stuff, these teams are playing for an ACC title. You win the ACC Championship, you don't have to worry about the NCAA tournament. You're going. Now, Carolina's having to make something happen, so they're trying to trap. That puts them in scramble mode, and they're giving up open shots.
Boy, how do you leave, of all guys, how is that the guy you leave open with how well he's shooting the ball?
Well, you're trapping with your big guy, and you're going to have rotations. It's tough to make those rotations, and because you're having to force turnovers. And it's tough to trap out there when you got Bacot and Maddox having to be one of the two in a trap.
Davis off the fingertips of Maddox. He runs it down. And then a turnover, and it's been that kind of a night for the Tar Heels.
Just all these different rotations. Brady Maddox just slow getting out there. When you're trapping like that and double teaming to try to get a turnover, this is a really good passing team. And you're shorthanded on the backside after you throw out of that trap.
David Gasson into the game, off to Justin Mutz. 5 minutes to go, and a healthy lead for the Hokies. The tour, the extra pass, Maddox the hot hand. And his first miss of the night from beyond the arc. Good lead pass from Love to Davis. Bacot with a putback and a chance for 3.
Armando Bacot is just a worker. And he's got an unbelievable motor. There's never a time he doesn't go to the glass, which is his. He's a great rebounder, but he puts himself in a position to rebound by always going to the glass every shot.
Got 12 rebounds tonight, 4 of them at the offensive end. And now foul. Well, it has been a busy day and night here in Champ Week, and Sports Center's got you covered. Who's improved their situation, who's maybe got some things to worry about. Sean Farnham will join the show as well, and Greg Popovich on the cusp of becoming the all-time winningest coach in the NBA.
A turnover here. Justin Mutz had a spot throw in, but moved as if it was he could run the baseline. Isn't it amazing, Dan? We played close to 36 minutes. Neither team has sniffed the 1-and-1 in either half. In a game this physical, it's remarkable.
Both teams got to 6 in the first half. Both teams at 5 here in the second. Davis with a tough driving layup. And now full court pressure from Carolina. They don't have a choice.
They do not have a choice. That's exactly right.
Still Hokie ball.
Like a perfect place to trap the coffin corner. And Padula was just able to split it just a bit. Leaky Black knocked it out of bounds. Thought he might call a timeout there. They got it. Yeah. Body on body every catch.
Number 3 on Bacot. And number 6 on Carolina.
You really have to be strong running through your cuts, because we've used the term hand-to-hand combat, but Hubert Davis, when he's talking to Holly Rowe, talked about being more physical. I mean, you've never heard that more in a year than this year.
Murphy with the Bacot on him, gives it up to Couture. We go inside, 4 minutes to play. Murphy driving Bacot, lost it on the way up. Carolina ball. And now Murphy caught behind the play. Love is open. And a tough night shooting the ball for the Heels. A held ball. And it'll be Carolina ball when we come back. John has not been able to shoot the ball well at all. They've not been able to get out and run. And Mike Young's got to be really proud of the effort that his guys have given at both ends of the floor, whether it was Keve Aluma, whether it's Darius Maddox with a career high 19, or just how, tough and together they've been at the defensive end as well.
Well, the tough defense and the fact that they've all rebounded. The guards are sticking their nose in there and rebounding. Maddox coming up with another one. But Naheem Alina has 5 rebounds. I mean, everybody's got a few rebounds. And they've done a really good job of their help side defense has been really good. They've been good on rotations. They have been quick to their double teams and rotating out of it. And North Carolina's not been able to solve that puzzle.
And remember, for Carolina, this is their 2nd game in as many days. For Virginia Tech, it is their 3rd game in as many days. But there has been 0 sign of wear and tear on the Hokies tonight. More pressure from the Heels. Got it down to 14, but still a ton of work to be done. Murphy just does get it over.
He was looking at the clock. He knew exactly what he needed to do.
Aluma fouled by Bacot on Armando Bacot. That'll be number 4.
That was just a simple little action with Maddox coming for a dribble handoff or a short pitch. And Aluma saw that he had an angle and just kept it. Turned the corner. It's nice when your big guy can handle the ball like that. Bacot was thinking he might have to switch out. Gave him a lane. Aluma took it.
We mentioned he was 2nd team All ACC. He was 1 spot from being on the 1st team. He got the 6th most votes, if you will, amongst the voting. So he was the top vote getter on the 2nd team. 2nd year in a row that he has been 2nd team All ACC, but still feels kind of underrated and underappreciated beyond the Blacksburg area. I don't know if enough people know how good this guy is.
Well, they should, because he is really good.
Manning. Boy, Davis just hustling in there for the rebound. Tip no good. And now down to the Hokies and Maddox. And fouled by Black. The lead's not shrinking, and the seconds are ticking away on the Tar Heels.
North Carolina tried to mount a comeback, gain some momentum. Really, one of the things that killed it was that 4-point play by Darius Maddox. And they got fouled by Caleb Love. That sort of shut the door, and it's remained shut.
What a night for Maddox now with 20.
He's going to have a lot of those nights in the future. This guy can play.
Davis fouled by Mutz. Tried to cut him off on the baseline. Couldn't quite get there, and that'll be number 4 on Justin Mutz. Just his 3rd year after a successful run at Wofford, a tournament team last year. And with a win tonight, certainly take a nice positive step in that direction again. And as you said, if they can win tonight and win tomorrow, they don't have to worry about it. You're in.
That sort of thing, when you get to this time of year, we're talking about bubble teams and who's in and who's out. We're talking about the end of the line. But these teams are playing for a championship. Like the ACC tournament is incredibly meaningful.
It's a banner.
It is a banner. And back in the day, you couldn't be called ACC champion unless you won the tournament. The regular season champion wasn't recognized. I think that changed in the 90s, if I remember right.
Both Murphy and Padula out there now. Extra ball handler on the floor. The errant pass, though, gives it back to the Tar Heels. Love off the back of the iron and down to Couture, and he's in no rush. They got to deal with the pressure, but they've got a lot of strong guys with the ball as Bacot grabs Padula, and Padula saying that's got to be a flagrant.
Well, they'll take a look at it. I mean, he grabbed him. But because they called it before, who knows? They may want to call it again.
Bacot's fouled out.
I mean, he's definitely grabbed him.
Yeah, there shouldn't be much doubt about that.
It wasn't a play on the ball.
A little frustration, perhaps, from Armando Bacot. He fouls out with 19 points and 14 rebounds. Well, with the performance tonight, his 25th double-double, as we mentioned, extending his own Carolina record and the highest rebounding average in ACC play since Tim Duncan 25 years ago.
And he came in, Armando Bacot came into this game with the 3rd most rebounds in a single season in North Carolina history. And he's already, in this game, he needed 1 rebound to tie Tyler Hansbrough. He's passed him now. And now only Bryce Johnson, who grabbed over 400 in a single season, is ahead of him.
There's more basketball to come for Bacot and the Tar Heels. We'll find out their fate on Sunday. As Padula knocks down the first.
It's about as close as Padula comes to missing. He's such a good shooter.
Made the most of the rim on both of them, didn't he?
He'll probably at home count those as misses. He probably shoots free throws and doesn't count them unless they swish him.
Yeah. And now, as the Carolina fans have kind of lost their steam and started leaving the building, even though there are far fewer Hokies fans, they're the ones making the noise.
Well, Hubert Davis has emptied his bench.
Dontrez Styles, DeMarco Dunn, McCoy's back in, Johnson back in. Mutt's going to work and doing some good work.
He is such a good player. Started out at High Point, transferred to Delaware, now Virginia Tech.
Amazing how many low to mid-major guys have stepped up and had really nice seasons in the ACC this year. Rounding out on Puff Johnson, been that kind of a night for the Tar Heels. Well, size up Duke and Virginia Tech for me tomorrow night.
Well, they played in December, and Duke came out with a double-digit win, 10, 11. I can't remember what it was, but I think they match up pretty well with Duke. You know, Duke is bigger, and it's going to be difficult to deal with Mark Williams around the basket, but this team runs such good offense and so many good scorers.
A win tonight, and the Hokies will play in the ACC tournament final for the first time, and will take a real nice streak. They have won, or will have won, 12 of their last 14 going into the game tomorrow night. Kerwin Walton has a chance for a three-point play. And Mike Young's going to empty his bench. And all these guys coming out deserve as much of an ovation as their fans can muster. They put in some work tonight.
A physical defensive performance, and a great job by all 5 guys in orange on the glass to hang with North Carolina and play them even on the glass. But the help side defense was great. When they doubled the post, they kept the ball from going into Bacot, forced Carolina to try to shoot over the top. An impressive performance to limit Carolina to under 60 in this game.
So the 7 seed, after beating Clemson in the second round, they knock off number 2, the 2nd seed Notre Dame, and then the 3rd seeded North Carolina Tar Heels on successive nights to move on to the championship game against the top seed Duke. And again, another loud statement made by the Hokies here tonight. Oh, John Ojiako got the rebound, couldn't flush it. Turned around by DeMarco Dunn. Puff Johnson with a chance for a three-point play with less than 2 seconds to go. They earned it.
No question. First time in the championship game for Virginia Tech. It's got to be a great feeling for the Hokies. And a chance for an ACC championship.
In the end, it was pretty convincing at both ends of the floor. An outstanding performance by the Hokies here tonight. Offensively led by Darius Maddox with 20 and Keve Aluma with 18. And defensively, and in terms of all the hustle plays and the grit, I mean, everybody who took the court tonight for the Hokies contributed. They